moments of crises that are so disproportionate to anything we've ever experienced in the world before. And the reality is that old models and outdated information is not going to advance the world. We need insightful leaders with the wisdom and the tactics and the tools that will empower all of us to show up as our best self and to help to push the world forward and to move industries in the days to come. I can't stay there. And so I'm fresh off of a very much needed break, and I'm charged. And as I begin to think about what to cover next, I felt like this was a great time to address keys to embracing the next season of your life. I feel like when we come toward the end of the year, this is a very important time. You don't just need something inspirational or motivational, but you need some practical tools and some keys that will help you to transition and to move into the next season of your life. When I'm blessed to take breaks, I always rest and reflect. I feel like reflection is powerful, but it's underutilized in the world. Everybody reflects on something. Some people like, I don't do reflection. You're reflecting on something because whatever you are thinking about, you're bringing about in your life. And so because a lot of people operate off of an unrenewed mind, or they've adjusted to an old paradigm, they're thinking about problems all the time. They're worried about something. They're fearful. They're fretful about something. Because I have shifted my paradigm and I think at a different level, worry is not something that I give any time or energy to in my life, but that's what most people spend their time thinking about. But they'll say, I don't do reflection, we're all thinking about something. Something is occupying mental real estate in your life. Whatever it is something there. And I learned many years ago that whatever I give my mind to is ultimately determining what's manifesting in my life. And whatever controls my mind has mastery over my life. And so it's good to have quotes, it's good to have inspiration, motivation, but there is mental work that you have to do every single day to determine the occupants and what has real estate in your mind and in your life. And I can't stay there either. I feel like any time that I am able to rest and reflect, I always come back with so many new insights and revelations about life, about purpose, about destiny, about the future. And my journal, I was just writing and capturing different thoughts and ideas because that's normally what happens to me when I begin to recharge. And so what I've come to discover is that a life without reflection becomes repetitive. A life without reflection becomes repetitive. And I think that this is one of the reasons that a lot of people every year looks like the year before, and they keep saying this is going to be my year, and they said that 10 years ago, and their life looked exactly the same as it did 10 years before. And the reason for this is that if you don't take time to reflect, you're going to simply repeat what you've always done. I was talking to a group of leaders a few weeks ago, and I said, within your department, within your area of influence and leadership, have you reflected on this year? What worked? What didn't work? What could you do better? What did you learn? One thing I'm always doing, not just personally, but professionally as an entrepreneur that runs a business, what can I do to be more efficient and effective? What's not working? Are there processes that are broken? Are there systems that are not functioning properly? How can I optimize my results and performance? These are the type of questions that I ask myself and the type of questions that I ask my clients so that they can be better and stay on the cutting edge in what they do. And so you need to take time to reflect on your life. A lot of people get to the end of the year, they get depressed. They feel like they've wasted time, which a lot of people have. They feel like they've wasted opportunities, which a lot of people have. They feel like they didn't make the most of things, which a lot of people didn't. But guess what? We can't change the past. So you falling into a state of depression is not going to change your life. What you need to do is reflect, take some responsibility, and hit the reset button on your life. What do you need to adjust and change so that you can get from where you are to where it is that you want to be. I feel like reflection is a powerful tool that we don't do enough of in our lives. I reflect all the time, whether it is a birthday, whether it is a major milestone in my life, whether it's a failure that I need to learn something from, whether it's a failed relationship or partnership or something in business that didn't work. I'm always reflecting, and I think that's one of the things that has kept me on the edge and has caused me to continue to thrive in what I do, is that I take reflection very seriously, because reflection is ultimately a catalyst for growth. I know that some people, like, when I begin to reflect, I feel depressed. I don't feel any of that. I mean, it is what it is. Your experiences are what they are, but you're not defined by your experiences. And as long as you have breath in your body, you have the ability to redefine what is possible for your life. And so, I mean, it may seem like a failure or disappointment or a setback in your life, but you can always come back from that. And so you need to make reflection a central part of your life, because it is going to be the catalyst to your growth. Every time I take time to reflect, I always come out better. There is something that happens that produces a greater growth mindset in me that causes me to have a greater edge and to be more excellent in what I do. And so it's not about being down on yourself. It's about developing so that you can become the greatest version of who you were created to be. And so a life without reflection becomes stagnant. A lot of people feel stuck, and you feel stuck because you don't reflect. So you need to take the time to reflect on where you are in your life. If you're not where you want to be, you always have the ability to make mid-course adjustments. You always have the ability to change your mind, because you cannot manifest a moment that your mind has not expanded to accommodate. And so everything that's manifesting in my life today, my mind saw it first, and then my moments accommodated it later. Now, that's a heavy statement. I'm not going to unpackage that. Maybe we'll talk about that in another episode. But your mind has to accommodate the change that you want to see happen in your life. So all these people with the great mantras and the inspirational quotes, all that's good. But at the end of the day, I know that if my mind is not right, everything that I'm saying and affirming and declaring, those things are not going to happen without some mental and inner work to see them become a reality. In other words, you grow through reflection, and I don't think enough people understand that. They think they grow because they get new information. They think they grow because they listen to another podcast. They think they grow because they read another book. But you grow through reflection. And what I've learned is that the more you reflect, the more empowered your life becomes. Write that down. The more you reflect, the more empowered your life becomes. I believe that one of the keys to my success is that I have very strong self-awareness. I talk to so many people, you would be amazed. They are cutting edge in their industry. They're at the top of their game, but they have zero self-awareness. And so I'm listening to them, and they're saying, I don't know what the problem is. And because I have such a level of discernment and perceptivity, I can easily, in seconds, I can tell you what's the problem, what's not working. But they are so oblivious and blind to what that thing is. And I realize that self-awareness is a gift. Everybody does not have that. And so I let them talk, and then when they give me the opportunity, I start to tell them, and you can see the light bulb going off. Oh, that's why this is not working. You have to have that level of self-awareness, and I think that because I reflect so much, and because I'm always looking for the lessons that life is trying to teach me, I think that's one of the things that has made me the person that I am today. Reflection gives you the ability to examine your experience and to extrapolate wisdom and insights. So you need to reflect, because you can't really understand your experiences. You can't extrapolate the wisdom and the principles that you need if you don't take that quality time to reflect. And you know, some people are like, well, what am I looking for? It's not always about what you're looking for. Sometimes it's about what you need to learn in this process. See, we're always looking for something so obvious, but the thing about insight is not always obvious. Sometimes you got to sit in silence sometimes you got to begin